Hello and welcome to another live episode of the Alex Nitzberg Show. I'm Alex Nitzberg and today I'm going to be talking about a number of topics, a few of which include former President Trump, and apparently he will not be participating in the debate, and also I'm going to discuss what it looks like he will be doing instead. Also, a Republican congressman basically lambasted a biblical message but then apologized. I'm going to show you that. Pretty bizarre exchange. And a number of other items as well. So thank you for joining me for this episode. If you've been enjoying these shows, please don't forget to leave it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. And also, well, actually, is there an also? I guess I'm just going to go ahead and get started. But I just do want to remind you that these are, thank you for that. I just saw someone give me a thumbs up. These are at 3:30 every Saturday. So you can remember that is the time, 3:30 on Saturday if you want to join me live. Otherwise, you can catch it after the fact on the recording. So let me switch over here. There's your thumbs up reminder to everybody who's enjoying the shows. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. All right, so Trump apparently, it looks like, will be doing an interview with Tucker Carlson and skipping the upcoming debate, which is going to be on August 23rd in Milwaukee, the first GOP presidential primary debate. Now, there's no official word on this yet, but there's all these reports, and I'll show you here, like New York Times and people citing anonymous sources basically saying that's what it looks like is going to happen. Here, the New York Times has former President Donald J. Trump plans to upstage the first Republican primary debate on Wednesday night by sitting for an online interview with former Fox News host Tucker Carlson, according to multiple people briefed on the matter. In the past 24 hours, and then this story was actually written yesterday, so just keep that in mind, but it says, in the past 24 hours, Mr. Trump has told people close to him that he has made up his mind and will skip the debate in Milwaukee, according to two people briefed on the matter. Over here, I got an NBC News story basically saying the same thing. They say former President Donald Trump has made up his mind not to attend the first GOP debate next week, according to two sources familiar with his thinking, and is seeking a sit-down interview with former Fox News host Tucker Carlson as a means of counter-programming the event. A source close to Carlson says the host is currently en route to Europe, where he has interviews and events. Anyway, so it says that, and then it says that asked about the former president's plans for next week, a Trump campaign spokesman told NBC News, "We haven't confirmed anything on our end." But it sounds like that's, there's there's these reports indicating that. So, and like I've been telling you before, Trump's been making noises that he's, thinking about skipping it and stuff. In fact, over here on Truth Social, just recently, a couple days ago, he said, "Many people are asking whether or not I will be doing the debates. All Americans have been clamoring for a president of extremely high intelligence. As everyone is aware, my poll numbers over a wonderful field of Republican candidates are extraordinary. In fact, I'm leading..." So anyway, he's saying all this stuff. He says, "I'm leading the runner-up, whoever that may be now, by more than 50 points. I think that might be an exaggeration. I guess, I can show you the real clear politics maybe, but he's winning by a lot, but I don't know about 50 points. But anyway, it says Reagan didn't do it, and neither did others. People know my record, one of the best ever. So why would I debate? I'm your man, make America great again." So he really sounds like he's probably not going to be debating. And since I just mentioned the polls, I'm going to look over Real Clear Politics, GOP primary, primary polling. All right, so here's something. This has got, you can look over here, it's got Trump leading by a lot. It doesn't look like the 50s. I think there's also polls for individual states and stuff too, so let's see if I can find those real quick. Okay, GOP 2024 polls. Okay, so here's some polls, different, let's see, there's some polls. Here's an Iowa caucus poll. I mean, yeah, well, here's something in Louisiana. Apparently he's up by 65 maybe, but whatever. I mean, so maybe he exaggerated that, but he's up by a lot. I mean, he's trouncing everybody else. Okay, so that's that. It looks like that's what's going to be happening with the debate. The debate will be on Wednesday night. I will be working. I work the night shift at the Blaze writing. So, but if anything really interesting happens that I want to discuss, I'll probably bring that up on the show next Saturday. All right. So here's something about Kari Lake that I wanted to mention. If you're not aware of her, Kari Lake ran for governor in Arizona, and she lost that election. But she actually claims she didn't lose the election, and I think she actually says it was stolen. But she's backing former President Trump in the primary. And she's attacking Florida Governor Ron Desantis in an illegitimate way, saying Desantis is controlled by the swamp. Iowa knows it. America knows it. Now, I don't believe that. And if you're watching this, you can make up your own mind about whether you believe that. But I'm just going to point out here, 1 year ago, Kari Lake didn't seem to believe that. Here's Kari Lake talking about Ron DeSantis in 2022 I think it was about a year ago.
And amidst all of the insanity, there was one governor who stood out in the crowd. You know who I'm talking about. He's right up there right now, and his name is Governor Ron DeSantis. You see, Governor DeSantis took that Trump strength and that Trump energy, and he brought it to his home state during COVID. And he showed America what it means to have a governor who is a fighter, who will defend our freedom and not sell us out. Thank you, Governor DeSantis, for that.
So you juxtapose that from 2022 with this 2023, where she's saying that he's controlled by the swamp. So, I mean, maybe you could argue that she changed her mind, but, you know, it's just, it's like a complete 180. 1 year, he's great. Suddenly, the next year, you know, when you're supporting Trump over DeSantis, he's terrible. So, I just thought I would point that out. All right, also, Marjorie Taylor Greene, a congresswoman from Georgia, she is apparently interested in being in Trump's cabinet or even his vice president if he wins the election. So, you can see here, on this article on the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, and I'm on the web.archive.org, so I don't have to pay for the subscription thing. But here it says, she said, I haven't made up my mind whether I will do that or not. And what she's talking about there is a Senate run. She's talking about Senate right there. And then it says, I have a lot of things to think about. Am I going to be a part of President Trump's cabinet if he wins? Is it possible that I'll be VP? So, I'll just note that. She's apparently thinking about that. Obviously, Trump would have to offer it to her and stuff, but there's that. And I should mention also Kari Lake, I was just talking about. I think she's someone who people think is potentially someone that Trump could pick as vice president. Obviously, we don't know. The only thing we know for sure is he's not going to pick Mike Pence. I'm pretty sure that's 100% guaranteed. And obviously, Mike Pence is running against him right now. So, also, I'm going to show you this clip here. Trump put out this video in which he referred to President Biden as a stark raving lunatic. So, let me just show you that.
I think that crooked Joe Biden is not only dumb and incompetent, I believe that he has gone mad, a stark raving lunatic with his horrible and country-threatening environmental open borders and DOJ, FBI weaponization policies. He is a mental catastrophe that is leading our country to hell. We'll end up in World War III because of this man, and for no reason whatsoever. Thank you.
All right, so that's all that political stuff I had for you. Now, let me get into this. This is sort of political because it has to do with a Republican congressman attacking, basically lambasting a Christian for putting out what I would consider an innocuous biblical statement of fact. So you can see here this individual, Lizzie Marbach, she puts out a tweet that says, there's no hope for any of us outside of having faith in Jesus Christ alone. I mean, it doesn't really get much more innocuous than that. I mean, that's like a statement of fundamental Christian doctrine. Even people that aren't Christians should understand that's what Christians believe, and there's no reason for them to necessarily be offended by it. I mean, are you going to get offended every time somebody, who believes in a false religion, if you're assuming, I'm a Christian, it's like you get offended every time somebody teaching a false religion says something based on the religion? It's like, it's not true, but so anyway, she puts that out. Here's his response. He says, this is one of the most bigoted tweets I have ever seen. Delete it, Lizzie. Religious freedom in the United States applies to every religion. You have gone too far. So this is Max Miller. Here's a picture of him right here. He, I believe, just entered office in 2023. And like I said, he's a Republican. So, you would kind of expect a tweet like that is going to come maybe from a Democrat or something. No, Republican. And over here, you can see he also wrote another response where he said, God says that Jewish people are the chosen ones, but yet you say we have no hope. Thanks for your pearl of wisdom today. So, I mean, and once again, it's like, it's a fundamental Christian doctrine. No one has hope outside of Christ alone. I mean, Christ offers the payment for everyone's sins, and God is offering that free gift of salvation to everyone, Jews, Gentiles, everybody. And there's no hope, eternally. If you're talking about eternal life and death and everything, there's no hope outside of Christ. It's pretty obvious fundamental Christian doctrine. But this Max Miller, this congressman, he ends up posting this apology saying, I posted something earlier that conveyed a message I did not intend. I will not try to hide my mistake or run from it. I sincerely apologize to Lizzie and to everyone who read my post. He never actually explains what his original intent was. Like, why did he post it originally? What was he thinking? Why was it one of the most bigoted tweets he'd ever seen? He issues this sort of, bland apology. It doesn't really explain anything, He said it didn't convey the message that he intended, but he doesn't say what message did he intend to convey. So, but anyway, he issued that apology. And you can see here that Marbach said she accepted it. Max, I accept your apology 100%, she said. However, the truth is that it is not me from whom you need forgiveness, but God himself. I genuinely pray you seek him and find salvation. So, he apologized, she accepts it. And then here's a twist note, you probably didn't see coming. Ilhan Omar, extremely left-wing Democrat lawmaker from Minnesota, generally associated with the Squad, the group of really progressive lawmakers, actually taking the side of the Christian against the congressman and saying what the congressman said is wrong. So, this whole story just twists and turns. It says, no, stating the core beliefs or principles of your faith isn't bigoted as Lizzie did. It's religious freedom and no one should be scolded for that. It's also wrong to speak about religious freedom while simultaneously harassing people who freely express their beliefs. So there you go. Ilhan Omar siding with the Christian against the congressman here. And I should note, obviously, you could tell from his tweet, the congressman is Jewish. So, but yeah, so that's interesting. that whole back and forth there. So you guys can let me know in the comments what do you think about all that. And let's see here, a little bit more here. Enes Freedom, former NBA basketball player, has been speaking out against the whole debate over biological men competing in women's sports. And you can see here he put out this funny tweet. He said, I'm identifying myself as a woman, LOL. And here's a picture of him with the ridiculous hair. And it says, from now on, y'all can call me Anisha Freedom. I'm 7 foot, 270 pounds biological male who wants to compete in women's sports. And he says, hey, WNBA, are you hiring? He also had put out this tweet where he said, men don't belong in women's spaces, restrooms, locker rooms, or sports. Since I'm blackballed by the NBA, should I put on a wig, identify as a woman, and start dominating the WNBA? And, it's just, he's right. It's just stupid. That would obviously be ridiculous for him to join the WNBA and play there against women. But, it's another, so anyway, he's someone else speaking out against this craziness. And also, just I'll mention to you, he is probably going to be running for Congress at some point in the future. He's basically said so. Here's a tweet where he said in late July, he said, my potential run in 2028 is the perfect example of the American dream. I envision an America that's less divisive, finds common ground on simple issues. Our country needs leaders who will stand up for issues that will impact our nation's children's futures. So he's actually been very outspoken against, human rights abuses in China and Turkey and all that sort of thing. So anyway, he's probably going to run for Congress in the future. You can keep your eye out for that. All right, so that is it for today. If anybody has anything to say, you can leave a comment there. And I see Perseverance777 said, hello, hello, Alex. Hello, everyone. Hello, Perseverance777. I appreciate your support. I've been seeing all your nice comments and stuff like that. I appreciate it. And Victor Yorima said, actual liberal. Not 100% sure. Let's see what he was talking about there. I just went through so many different things. But thank you for leaving a comment, Victor. And thank you to everyone else who has watched this episode of the show and left a thumbs up. Please do leave a thumbs up if you're enjoying these. And don't forget to come back next Saturday at 3:30 for another episode. Also, please don't forget, if you are on X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, please give me a follow over there. I'm trying to build that up. And I post tweets about, stuff during the week, my articles and other things. And so you can check that out. Also, please don't forget to subscribe here if you haven't done so already. I appreciate it, everyone, for watching. Thank you for watching. Please have a good weekend and come back next week for another episode. Oh, all right, wait a minute. I see another thing here. John Barry said sound is low. Well, you know what? I'm actually going to be moving soon, and I'm going to have like a dedicated office. And once I move, I might set up something to have a condenser microphone. And anyway, sorry about sound being low. Hopefully it's not low for everybody. But anyway, I'll probably get a better camera setup and stuff too, and things will get better. All right, Victor, and you wrote back and said you were talking about Omar. And on Perseverance77, Rebecca said, thank you, much appreciated. Thank you, Perseverance777. I really appreciate your support, and thank you for all the nice comments and for watching. All right, so everybody have a good rest of your weekend, and you can come back next Saturday for another episode. Bye-bye.